Hi there, welcome to Bino's Garage. On today's video I'm going to be repairing the exhaust on the CBR650R that I picked up from Copart. The exhaust is a bit beaten up from when obviously the bike's gone over, so that'll be coming off. I'm going to be knocking out the dents. I'm going to be filling maybe where I need to, respraying that and putting it back on, and we'll see how we go. So watch the video. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to keep watching more of these videos. Okay, so I've just taken the cover off the exhaust and it's quite clear to see that these ones down the back here look okay, I think. Not having a reference to measure them against makes it a bit tricky, but that one, if you can see that, it looks very much bent. Now, I don't know exactly how it's supposed to go, but I can see a crease line there, so I'm assuming that needs to be bent up like that. I think there's going to be a bit of trial and error here to get it back to where it needs to be. That one looks like it might have bent that way a little bit. I can probably bend that back a bit, get that a bit straighter. But the others look okay, so I'll give that a go. Still clear that that bottom bit bracket there, this one that this bolts into is out of line, and that's why the whole thing has shifted over. I think the exhaust itself is okay, but it all needs to come down and across like that. So we need to try and bend that bracket at some point. Okay, so I've had another little go at it, and we're certainly getting closer to being more central. I still think it needs to kind of come that way a little bit, and also notice that it has taken the paint off just in here, so we'll need to blow that over as well, but as I need to do that, that's not too much of a problem. Okay, so this is the exhaust cover removed from the bike. You can see the bottom's taken a bit of a scrape there. I think I can knock, it's got a bit of a dent but not much, and it's right underneath so you can't see it, but I might just knock that out a little bit, and there's a little bit of a dent there as well, not too much, but I think with both of those I can knock them out enough and then respray this. I need to find out what kind of colour this is, but it's just like an alloy wheel silver, I think, and it looks to be without a lacquer on it, or if there is a lacquer, it's like a matte or a satin lacquer. Clean it up, respray that, and yeah, I'll save buying a new one. And I think this part from Honda is about £250. That's without just literally the cover, I think. Obviously they come up second hand, but they're always a little bit dinged up, so I think I may as well try and sort this one out. Okay, so I have been working on this rear shield for the exhaust, the decorative bit if you like, and I've knocked out a lot of the dents under here, so it's fairly straight now. This one's a bit of a deep gouge, so I'm planning on filling that. I know it might sound a bit weird and it might not work because of the heat side of things, but this doesn't actually touch the exhaust directly, it's on all these mounts, so I'm thinking it's probably not going to get that stupidly hot. I'm hoping that a little bit of filler on there, rubbing down, respray the whole thing in a paint that looks something like that, and it'll be as good as new. Fingers crossed anyway. So first thing, or the next thing I need to do is just tidy up some of these. I've got a little wire wheel there on the drill, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a grind. better. I think now we're ready to just get a little bit of filler on there and then try and reshape that a little bit so it can't really be seen. That one, I think just a bit of surface filler just to get it all nice and smooth. But I've taken all the burrs off now, so there's still a little bit of a dent there. It's right on the seam though, so it's difficult to get out because it's right on a weld. But I think we can live with that with a little bit of filler just covering that over. Okay, so I'm going to make up some filler now. I was thinking of using chemical metal, but I'm now just going to use normal filler. So I won't need a huge amount. Old credit card. Spreader. So pea-sized to golf ball. That's always the proposed way. So I don't need much of this at all. Much of the hardener. And give it a really good mix up. I'm just giving a surface skim to most of this, so I really don't need much at all. Now I'm going to try and do a little bit of kind of profiling afterwards when it's dry and I'm sanding it down. So let's give this a go. I'll just try and show you as best I can as I'm doing it. So I'm just going to I'm just trying to fill the scratches really on the bottom bit here. So I may have to go over this again. We'll have to see. Depends how well it takes really. A little bit on here. I'll have to see it on that one. This one's kind of the most important because this is the bit that's going to be seen. So this is where we really need to do some kind of contouring. So I'll put it on fairly thick here to start with, and then we'll be kind of shaping it with the when we sand it down. Use our kind of defined points, but basically that's it. We'll see how we get on sanding. There, look. A little bit. You have to be careful you don't pull it off. End up going over it several times. There we go. Doesn't matter if there's a bit of a high spot, it will come off in sanding. So we'll get that sanded up and see how it looks. Here we have my damaged exhaust shroud, and as you'll see I've filled it in a couple of areas. I knocked the dents out to start with, then I've just filled it in a couple of areas and rubbed it down. And what I'm going to do now, I've rubbed the whole thing down actually with some, well, started off with some quite gritty paper, and then moved up to I think about 400 was the, or 320 actually was the last one I used. And I'm just going to give it now a couple of coats of primer, and I'll see how it looks after that, whether we need to do possibly any more light filling. But it's been rubbed down with panel wipe. I'll give it another wipe with panel wipe once I've got it hung up. And yeah, we'll give it a couple of coats and see how it looks after that. Okay guys, so now we have our fully filled and sanded down and primered exhaust shroud. Looking pretty good, to be fair. There's no sign of it really, of the damage, so I'm going to hit that with some reflex silver. Now it's not a perfect match to the original colour, but it is close enough. And we'll see how it looks after that. I think it'll do me for the time being. I may change it black in the future, but as none of the other parts of the bike are painted the same silver as the exhaust shroud, it shouldn't really matter and it shouldn't really be seen. So I'll give it a few coats and have a look afterwards. Okay, having painted it earlier, I have now buttoned back up the exhaust shroud, and it actually looks okay. I think it's passable. It looks consistent colour. I can't see any scratches in it. The slight little bit to the underside there, you can't see that anyway. I have still got a little bit of grazing on the exhaust tip there, but that'll soon get black with a bit of soot. And the alignment isn't perfect. Still a bit over to one side, but I'm not sure how this should be, to be honest, so we'll have to see about that. But yeah, pretty happy overall with that, at least for the time being, because it may get swapped out for something at some point, or I may paint it black, or at least the body colour anyway. I've been looking at this and I think actually the swing arms are the same colour as the body in the asphalt gunmetal or gunpowder black, whatever it's called, but they look to be kind of like they don't look to be a matte finish like this, so I don't know, I need to see about that, because I do need to sort that out. But yeah, pretty pleased with that. I think it looks pretty good. A bit of shadowing going on there, that's not a crease or anything, that's just a bit of shadowing. So yeah, pleased. If you like what you see, hit the like button on the video and please hit the subscribe button as well, that would really help us out. Thanks for watching.